Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. We are back from our little vacation and it was very nice, and I want to say thank you to all of you who have been watching and commenting while I have been away. It's been awesome. I've been trying to keep up with you guys and answer your questions, so I hope I have. And I've had some people ask some questions, so I'm going to kind of work on those things today. But I wanted to show you, because I can remember if I showed you this completed. So I added this little fabric cluster that I got from my friend Denise. Hi Denise. And I think we did most of this on camera, but I just want to make sure I added that, you know, that pocket. I think we talked about all that. There's a couple little tags in there. And then one of the questions I have had is about this fabric, you know, toppers that I've been putting on lots of my tags and things like that. So I was going to go over how I do that exactly. And then I also had a question about the manila file folders that I've altered in the past, and so I think we'll kind of do a combo on that. So I just want to show you the fabric thing. You know, this is my Diorio journal. This is still on Etsy, and then I have the mushroom one that we just talked about. I just want to show you how the fabric all ruffles out of there. It looks kind of cool. Putting this over here as well. And then another one I wanted to, I got this big huge box of sewing patterns from, oh sorry, I didn't mean to show addresses, from a friend of mine, and the whole box is full of old sewing patterns, as you can see. So I thought we would go ahead and use some old sewing patterns. And then my sister also got me some old sewing patterns. She got me these ones here. And so I've already made something out of one that she gave to me, not with this group, but with a different group, and I just wanted to show you guys. So I cut these girls out of the sewing pattern, and then this is that same fabric kind of ruffly thing that I've been doing, and I just stitched it on the side here. So this is just sewing pattern instructions, and I just take it right directly out of the, sorry, I'm adjusting my light, the sewing pattern, you know, take it out of there, and then I have pockets, so I just folded it up, folded it in half, glued it together, made pockets, and I've done tutorials on this before, so there are tutorials in my video list that have these sewing pattern instruction pockets, and I just did one not too long ago. And then this is a card that my friend Michelle gave me. Hi, Michelle. And some copy dyed paper. I just kind of turned it into a little journaling book, you know, that you can use. But yeah, so that's using sewing patterns as well. So that one is going to go in my shop. So I thought we could start with the person that asked me about the file folders, and I'm sorry, I am horrible with names, and if I'm not looking at it, it's hard for me to remember, so I apologize for that. But she wanted to see a tutorial on the altering these file folders so that you can put a journal on the inside. And so I've done one of these in the past, and so I thought it'd be fun to take one of these old patterns. I'm going to cut the bottom off because that's where the pattern actually comes out. It's like the picture's upside down. So I'm just going to cut this off, and we're going to do kind of a little, I don't know, I guess you'd call it surgery on this pocket, but it will go on the front of this file folder, and I haven't determined exactly how, but something like that. And so what we're going to do today is make the tag that will slip down inside of this pocket. And then I'm coffee dyeing a file folder because we just got home, so I don't have any ready. But and so I'll work on that tomorrow. So this will probably be at least a two-part thing. So we'll work on this today, doing the fabric at the top so that you can see how I do that. And I'm going to use the pattern that actually came out of this one. So, and I just took a piece of file folder and I cut, this piece is 5.5 by 7.5, but it's really going to depend on the size of your sewing pattern. So just, you know, measure it to figure out a tag that will fit inside if you want to do this with me. So I'm just going to, and you can use anything. You don't have to use sewing pattern paper, or, you know, just use what you've got. So like oftentimes these older ones especially have kind of some neat pictures in them. So we'll probably use that. I'm going to set it off to the side for a minute because I do want to use a little bit of the sewing tissue paper as well. And we're just going to kind of collage on this piece. I'm probably going to be a little disjointed today because like I said, we've been away. We had a really nice time though, except my poor husband broke his foot. We hiked down into this, to these land bridges in California, and you go down, 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 down. He got all the way to the bottom and twisted his ankle really bad. So he's got a broken foot, but luckily he climbed out just fine. Like he, kind of thought it was okay. It was hurting, but so luckily he climbed right back out. Otherwise, I don't know what we would have done. So he's got, got to be sitting and with the foot up and all that ice. So I'm just going to I just tore a piece off. And you just do it however, and then just glue it down. You can also decoupage it, like if you like that better. I do both, but I sometimes like to be able to feel the texture of it, and it loses some of its texture when you decoupage over the top of it. But if you feel better doing it that way, then do it that way. I guess there was glue all the way down there. And I'll trim it and stuff, so I like to kind of get a little bit of the color, and this is a different pattern, but I'm going to use it because I cut it with the pinking shears and it's torn and it's just a different piece. So, and this may be really boring, so if you've got something, go ahead and craft along, and I will get to the part with the fabric, I promise. So yeah, just do some overlapping because it looks kind of cool when you have some overlapping there. And then what else do I want? I think I'm going to tear a piece of this off. And I'm not, being super selective. I'm just going to tear a piece off. It's more the writing and all of that. These have some really cool images and writing, so I think I want it. And the wedding that we went to was beautiful. It was kind of funny. I mean, it's not funny at the time, but one of the bridesmaids was pregnant and went into labor the same day as the wedding. So she didn't get to be in the wedding, but she had a beautiful baby boy, so that was kind of awesome. I mean, I felt kind of bad because, you know how brides are. They want it all to be just the way they planned and everything, but it was cute. The bride was very happy, though, about the baby. Kind of a fun little remembrance or story to tell, I guess. But it was cute. Baby's adorable. We got to see pictures before we left. But other than that, the wedding went off without a hitch, so that's good. The first day we got there, another one of the bridesmaids was sick, and then when they said the other one went into labor, I was like, oh my goodness, this is not going well. But it all turned out great. So this is a piece of my Diorio, or no, this is my mushrooms and butterfly digi. I just had a piece and I kind of like the colors, so I'm just going to kind of put this on there. I'm going to ink it a little. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Beautiful scenery where they had the wedding, and it was outside looking at the mountains, and it was a beautiful wedding and a very nice day all the way around. It was good to see everybody. I haven't seen everybody in a long time. Don't get home a whole lot. Ever since my dad passed, I don't go very often. But it was fun to see everybody. Got to see my best friend's parents, and I call her mom because I didn't have a mom growing up, and so she kind of took that spot because I've known my friend for a very long time, so that was fun to see her and my friend's dad. super sweet people. And I don't have a total plan for this, so it may take a bit for me to decide on everything. I'm trying to move along so we can get to the fabric portion. And it's actually super easy. You'll be amazed at how easy it is. And some of you probably already know if you've been watching for a while. Right, there's that much anyway. Now if I can manage to keep it going right side up, that'll be the trick, huh? Alright, so I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to try to just cover the back with something fairly, you know, plain. Because we don't want, it doesn't need to be ornate, and plus it's a good spot for journaling if you leave that part a little bit plain. So I'm going to try to find some plain book page if I have any at hand. Got a piece of this. So I got the shaky coffee hands. That piece. I mean, this is plain on the back. It's not even like you have to cover it. It's just I like that look better, so that's why I do that. But if you just want to leave it like that, it's fine. I managed to get something on there. But you don't have to cover it if you don't want to. I hope everybody's going to have a nice and safe 4th of July. I know here that fireworks are legal, so any place where they are, just please be careful. They weren't legal where I grew up, and so I knew some kids that got a hold of some fireworks, and one of them actually ended up losing his eye and a couple of fingers, and the other one wasn't as injured, but yeah, it can be super dangerous, so heed those warnings and don't just think, oh, it's fine, I'll be fine. You really gotta be careful, because they can go off. We got fireworks one year. Actually, we went to a friend's house and they had fireworks, but they had won them in something at work, and we lit them off and they went all crazy directions, not, you know, like they were supposed to. So you just really got to be careful. Anymore, we just pretty much just watch, you know, watch fireworks somewhere is really the safest route, because it can just be dangerous. So I'm just going to put that on there like that. And this is from, you can see I inked on the other side something. I like these plain book pages though, they work great for, you know, journaling on or whatever. And I'll ink this a little bit once I get it on here. I forgot to ink both of them. And then I kind of want to do something with a little bit of pattern over there. Look through some of this stuff. A lot of this is Gail's trims. Or were these ones are Rachel's. Rachel at Roxy Creations. I got these before I left. That's one of her digis. It's very cool. Kind of like the old writing, but I just need a strip of something. That'll work. In fact, that's probably a perfect piece. Something with a little color. And then you need the whole thing. So I'm just going to cut the whole thing now. Yeah, the firework thing. Just be careful with that. We don't have tons of plans because we originally had thought we were going to be away longer, and then, you know, now my husband has a broken foot, so I don't think we're going to do much this year. It'll probably be just sitting out on in our driveway and watching people set off fireworks. That's what we do quite a bit on the 4th of July. It's kind of crazy around here because, like I said, it's legal, so everybody gets setting them off. It looks like a war zone by the time the night's done, with all the smoke in the air from all the fireworks going off. Yeah, that's a cute little trim to add. I was going to kind of go with the whole summery sort of a theme, so I think that'll work great. I really like this image of these ladies. This really has some great patina on it. Use my tear ruler, might be smarter before I mess it up. Like that. Just want to kind of tear around it. This is always tricky. And I feel like it's going to need more color. It will get more color though when I add the fabric too, so I'm not doing a very good job here. I'm trying to rip her. I think I'm just going to take those dresses off. I don't need that part. I can use that for something else. I did notice when we were traveling in California, it looks so dry there. I feel so bad for them. They've been in a drought for a long time. I'm going to grab some paper. There's just some papers, you know, stash. I just grab them. Let's see if I have anything that will go. Ooh, these would go good. This is Stampin' Up! Paper. Right here. I think that's what I'm going to end up using. It's got stitching and all kinds of stuff, so that's kind of a good theme. Those are all like embroidered looking flowers there. I cut a circle out of that one, so if I want that color, I need to use it. Oh, I kind of like these butterflies, or these little ones. These little bitty flowers would be cute too. Kind of like this one. I don't know that it really goes with that other piece of paper I put on there, but I like it. So I'm just going to kind of tear a piece. Oops. Let's see, how tall do we need it? And I don't want it quite, I don't need it that wide. I think I'll just do a regular tear. Something like that. So you end up covering up half the stuff you put on there. Funny. I'm going to take just a tiny piece of this because I want it torn, not straight. I don't like tearing from that direction. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't work for me. Honestly, I think I could have loads to talk about, but you know me, I'm not a huge talker. Maybe like this, or maybe this would be better. So we can see some of this pattern over here. I'm just not liking the way that is the same color. Maybe if I ink it. Looks like I cut my paper a little too small. I could put a piece of fabric back there though, that would help. Okay. I know what I'll do. Oops. I'll rip. It'll be fine once it's glued. Alright, so I think I'll do like this and that, and then I have these washies that, this one's kind of crazy color, but let me see if it's, they're like a fabric washi. I don't even know where we got these, in my daughter's stuff. And see the sticks all coming off, or has come off, and yeah, but it works to glue, so we've had them forever. Maybe is the green better? I don't feel like there's any of these colors. This one's all sticky on top from the tape. The pink polka dots are cute. I could do those. And then I have this yellow gingham. I don't have a very big piece, so let me see. Put that on. And then I also have this rickrack. That might be cute. Yeah, I think I'll do something like that. So let me see, I've got this all stuck down. I need to move these. Alright, so I'm going to stick this one down. Yeah, we hiked down to land bridges in Calaveras County, California, and that was an amazing sight to see. I have a picture of it on my Instagram if you guys want to see. But yeah, that land bridge and the water just running out of the ground, and I'm amazed because everything was so dry there, so I was amazed that the water was even running out of the ground there the way it was, and it was almost like a tiny little waterfall kind of a thing. It was really neat. I felt bad for my husband because we climb all the way down there, and he goes to, you know, say hello to some people that we were passing kind of thing, and wasn't watching and walked right into like a little rut and just twisted his ankle so bad. Let's see. Yeah, I like that better. I'll put this one out here just a little bit. I'm going to use wet glue for the rickrack because I'm afraid it won't stay. Maybe I'm shaky hands. But yeah, he just really I'm amazed he was able to climb out, because that foot's a mess now. Luckily he did, because like I said, I don't know what we would have done. He's 6'2". He's not a tiny person, so it's not like we could have, you know, carried him out or something. So luckily he was able to climb back out. Put some glue on this. He couldn't even drive home at all because it's his right foot, so that was kind of a crazy trip home. Kids did a lot of driving there and back. It was kind of neat to have them doing some of that now. Nice change. Okay, so now I'm going to do the fabric part, and I may add things to this later, but for now, I know everybody's probably like, yeah, whatever, just move on. So all I do, and some of you have seen me do this, but I tear the fabric and, you know, fray it out really well. And these are just all scraps of fabric. I got all these from my friend Denise, well, a lot of them, the little squares. And so you just fray them out. And then I usually don't want them quite this long, so then I'll snip it off. But a lot of these little snippets I've been using on tags and stuff, so, you know, they're not going to waste or anything. Fray that a little bit. And then I kind of just turn under the bottom, and I don't do it straight always. Like, I usually just do it when I'm at my sewing machine. So you don't have to do this gluing part. This is just going to make it easier for me to show you, because I can't do my sewing machine right here. It just doesn't fit. So, and then I just put them down, and it's not going to want to stay. But when you run it through the sewing machine, you know, you don't have that problem of it flopping back on you and stuff. And then, like, maybe a little bit of lace, just a snippet. And this is great for if you make other things with fabric and you have loads of, like, just weird little snippy pieces. So I just chose kind of a pile of, I was thinking summer is kind of what I was going for, summertime stuff. So I just went with lighter colors, brighter, happier type. But, you know, you can choose any theme and use any fabrics and laces, and you can use, and a lot of things I've used sari silk, just anything. And there's really no organization or specific height or anything. I just am gluing them on. And if you want, you can leave them glued. You don't have to sew them. It's just that's how I was doing it. This one I'm definitely going to sew because of the kind of sewing thing we got going, but you wouldn't have to do that. And just maybe another little piece of lace. Oh, I want some eyelet. I have another piece already snipped. Where did it go? Well, don't you know, I'll find it afterwards because that's the piece I wanted. So I don't have to snip this again, maybe. And you don't have to worry about if it gets, you know, crooked, or it doesn't matter. It just adds, you know, that extra stuff at the top to stick out of your journal or out of your pocket or whatever. I chose this red originally, but now because on this, see the red and blue, this was really kind of, what do you call it? Kind of almost 4th of July-ish, but I'm going to do it anyway. I ended up going pink and blue and stuff on the inside. I wasn't really going necessarily for 4th of July, just more summer kind of thing. Keep all those little snippets for a tag or something. So I just keep going, and there's no rhyme or reason to, I mean, I try to mix up the lace, obviously, and all that, but it's not like any specific thing that you have to do. I kind of try to sort of keep them, you know, same height roughly, but it's not like a big deal if some are longer or shorter or whatever. Well, I've got some denim. That always makes me think of summer. I set that on there. At least doesn't want to. So I just snipped a little piece and I've, you know, frayed it. And I'm just using like some dots of glue because I'm gonna sew it. I'm gonna actually cut this with my Rick Rack, or pinking shears, not Rick Rack. Because that, I don't want to fold the denim because it's so thick. So that might be something to think about. Use a piece of this. These flowers is cute. And you could even just cut it with pinking shears if you want. I mean, it's still going to fray. It just does. That one too. And that'll give it a different look. So just use whatever you have around that, you know, you like. Up just a bit. It's kind of low. I'd try to kind of get them fairly close together. It's not a big issue, but kind of went downhill, didn't I? Weird how you do that. I write like that too sometimes. Alright, so what I do is just stitch across there. And like I said, when I'm normally doing it, I don't even use the glue. I just, you know, put a piece on, run it through my sewing machine, put a piece on, run it through my, you know, I just keep moving down the line till I have the whole top of it covered. And that's really all that I do. So I'm going to stitch this on and I'll come back and show you guys. Okay, hi everybody, I'm back. So see, I just went and stitched across here, down like that. I did add a stitch through here and I added a little piece of the red to kind of, you know, tie it all together. I went all the way around so you can see it here, and there is this stitch here, but that doesn't bother me. There's still plenty of writing space, I feel like. And I'm just going to ink this a little bit. Just go around the edge. But, you know, you don't ever have to ink it all if you don't want to. Alright, so that's how I do those little fabric strips. So tomorrow I'll come back and we can work on the manila folder after it dries from being coffee stained. So we'll chat later. Bye-bye now.